just stop and think about how amazing this is. Gas prices are skyrocketing. People are complaining about gas prices going up.
Yeah.
Then one day Putin invades Ukraine and Biden goes, oh, those gas prices? It's Putin. And all these Democrats go, oh, that explains it. And we're like, dude, that just happened. The price of gas was already up.
Right.
And they're like, no, it's Putin. It's like, okay, man.
Yeah, everybody was looking for the villain. They're like, who's the villain? Who's the villain? Something bad. Who's the villain? There's got to be a villain because of this.
This is what I imagine. That fat Antifa woman, when Jack Posobiec got punched and she looks at him, she's like, I didn't see anything. And it's like she got that smirk on her face. Remember when that Strzok guy, whatever his name is,
Peter Strzok.
Peter Strzok,
yes,
gosh.
and he's testifying and he does that thing with his eyes and goes, and Christine Blasey Ford does it too.
What?
These people like envision themselves as like GI
Demon-possessed.
Joe villains.
That's what it looks like.
Like, it's like you're acting like you're evil, dude.
Do they believe they're on the side of good though?
I don't know. Maybe they think they're villains.
The guy that said that we need to protect the liberal world order, it was pretty much like, I think he thinks he's on the side of good, but that the side of good is the liberal world, is like global military American dominance.
So that means his boss has completely got him conditioned and brainwashed. He's like literally creme de la creme of the sheep.
But I'm wondering these days, like, the liberal world order, you're familiar for essentially, do you know much about?
No.
It's like in 1946, they built it after World War II. They're like, we can never have another world war. We need to set up military bases around the world. We're going to use the American military as the forefront. We're going to use the American economy. And it's like a global, military industrial complex, basically.
Yeah.
So now they called it the New World Order. George Bush Sr. was like, we're going to set up a new world order. And they're talking about improving this liberal world order. And it's basically there's this, or there's like the Chinese world order, which is BRICS, Brazil, Russia, China, India, South Africa. So it's like we're going to have one world order or another. I mean, we might be able to resist and have like a decentralized union, which is ideal in my opinion. But right now we have these competing world orders, and it's like, do we support the liberal one, or do we just allow?
Well, I wrote a book on a world order. Okay. It's called The Patriot Report, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War. And there was this funny part in my book about the Bretton Woods Agreement and how they were able to convince the United States to be the reserve currency for these nations. And that was pretty eye-opening, studying the Bretton Woods Agreement and Keynes and how they put this together, and then how that led into I would call hyperinflation of the dollar. I think that's 1971 that happens when Bretton Woods Agreement basically dissolves. But that when I looked at the Bretton Woods Agreement, like I think that was 1944 Bretton Woods Agreement. Somebody got to look that up. Don't get me the line, but it lines up with what you said, like that whole world order around that same time period. So now when you say it, I'm like, maybe there's some connectedness there.
It's falling apart.
1944, yeah.
It was 44?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
When Epstein is mainstream, like the whole Epstein story, when Maxwell's being publicly sentenced, they won't reveal the client list. When the Georgia Guidestones are blown up, when they're shooting at farmers. Meanwhile, there's a food shortage coming. The narrative is collapsing.
I understand the hatred of the patriarchy, that like, oh, we've got these old Roman guys basically trying to own everyone through religion and through, whatever, God is a man, all this nonsense.